What's up guys, welcome back to Smogon for another Grand Slam series. This time we've got ICT versus Stax. Stax is going to be using Zangoose, Jinx, and Girder. I honestly don't know how to describe his team, or her team actually, and ICT is going to be using a team that I'm pretty sure I saw Hack use at some point in this, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Hack use it at some point in Grand Slam actually. So we saw which one is Dodman? Dodman is Mesprit, and it used U-turn on Jinx and almost knocked it out as the Hariyama took the sleep, and the Mesprit came back out. So the Mesprit is Scarf, as we see, and it might actually be physical because that U-turn did quite a bit, so it might be physical Scarf. And we saw the U-turn on the Licks. Pinsir got up the rocks as the Licks got up the rocks. Then we see EQ do a solid 40% as Stax reveals Iron Tail on that Steelix. So trying to hit stuff pretty hard, and that did almost knock out that Pinsir. The Pinsir was probably Sash. And we see the EQ go on to the Jinx, which just gets sacked, and the Rotom Volt switches to revenge that Pinsir. So now that we're back up to speed, looking at the threats, Haunter looks kind of threatening to Stax's team. Well, it depends. This Rotom looks like it might be Scarf, just the way it's been like thrown out like that, so it might be able to revenge Haunter in that regard. If Icy has Pursuit on his Tauros though, then it really pressures Stax not to click Shadow Ball, but Thunderbolt is pretty strong versus Icy's team, especially since his Hariyama is asleep, and his Hariyama seems pretty good in this game. Take on the Hariyama in general seems pretty good. They run thick, fat, not guts, so if there's like a Wisp or something, that won't be that great, but like Hariyama is nice to pressure Girder, pressure Steelix, it can even pressure Torterra if it has Ice Punch, although I don't think they run that frequently. As we do see the Haunter does come out versus this Zangoose, so you might just see a Sludge Bomb or a... See, I don't know if Sludge Bomb kills Zangoose. Zangoose is an okay threat because it's actually pretty decently fast, so it can really pressure, like, the thing is, like, it's only faster than the Samurott and the Hariyama, and the Hariyama is asleep anyway, and the Samurott, like, well, Samurott is definitely a big threat to Stax's team, especially if it's SD. It can sweep, I think. Well, he has to weaken the Torterra for that, but even just Life Orb special, like, Stax lost his Jinx, and that's one of his, like... I mean, Jinx should not be switching into Samurott, especially since Mega Horn was, is, like, a possibility, but, like, in general, Stax just has no water resist now, and Torterra can't really take on Samurott, especially if it's running Ice Beam, and we do see the Sludge Bomb just completely takes down that Zangoose. That is really strong. As wow, that was really strong. Jesus. Depending on what Stax's play here, I mean, she might just bring out Rotom, even if it's not Scarf, to just bluff the Scarf. But honestly, I don't know how much. I guess one thing that's really nice about Haunter is for that Girder. If it is, I mean, the thing is, like, Mesprit can, like, trick it if it's running Trick. If it's not running Trick, actually it most likely won't be running, like, Zen Headbutt. See, I don't know if the Mesprit is physical or not, so I'm actually gonna calc Scarf Mesprit versus Jinx, because I want to see if that's attack invested or not. That's definitely not attack invested. And if it was physical Mesprit, that would have taken out Jinx. Wow, Jinx is a lot frail. Oh my god, 65-35. So yeah. So that is definitely a special Mesprit, so he probably doesn't really even have to worry about that Girder, as we see Stax pull a double into his Girder as ICT just goes for the Jet. Oh, not a double into this Girder. Maybe because Stax was either fearing the Tauros switch into Pursuit, or just the Jet. He didn't want to take the Jet damage as well. That's Torrent Aqua Jet, so... Yeah, Girder comes out, and as you can see, that takes it really well. Girder is so fat, it's crazy. But Scarf Mesprit is looking to be a really dangerous win con at this point, as ICT actually pulls a hard switch into it. If Stax used knockoff that turn, that would have been really bad for Icy, I'd imagine. Yeah, because this thing is not faster than Scarf Rotom, but it pretty much like, it's a really strong answer to Garter. And this is to a KO, it does to a KO indeed, so that EQ on Pinsir was definitely very useful in this situation, as this Mesprit is going to be troublesome for Stax to say the least. I'm not sure if RP Torterra can outrun Scarf Mesprit, so I don't know if Scarf Mesprit runs Modest or not. What does the calc say? It is saying Modest. Let's attack in Steelix, and yeah, that's looking like a Modest damage, so oh yeah, definitely Modest damage, so it's definitely a Scarf Modest Mesprit. I think it hits 259, if I'm not mistaken, or 249, something like that. And 249 times 1.5 divided by 2, pretty sure Torterra outruns 186. Or it can, at least. I don't know if they actually run that much speed, although I'd imagine they'd want to. So, I guess the possibility of an RP Torterra kind of still lingers, because RP Torterra seems like, if it can manage to get off an RP, it seems pretty dangerous, although I don't really know how he'd manage to pull that off. As we do see the Rotom comes in, I don't know if T-Bolt kills this thing though, and if you really don't want to Shadow Ball and get Pursuit Trapped, because Icy is not gonna, well the thing is, Icy is not gonna risk his Mesprit, I'd imagine. And I'd imagine he doesn't want to go to his Hariyama, because if Hariyama gets used as setup bait for that Torterra, things could get a little nasty. So, yeah. So maybe he'll just sack a Samurott right here. Actually does go to Hariyama on a Shadow Ball. Ugh. So, if I were Icy, I'd pull a switch into Tauros right here. You don't want to leave your Hariyama in. If Stax had clicked Volt Switch right there and gone to his Torterra and Rock Polish, that might have been dangerous, but Stax actually does try to pull the switch into Torterra as, oh my god, Icy is not fooling around. He actually just predicts the switch and goes straight to Haunter. So Icy is definitely being very aggressive. I feel like he doesn't need to. I feel like he has enough lead that he doesn't need to make such aggressive plays, but this definitely secures the advantageous position he's in, as he gets off a strong Shadow Ball and a Poison on the Torterra. It's actually uses the Lumberry. There's the Rock Polish, so it was Rock Polish Torterra. At least I called that right, and man, if that Rotom just used Volt Switch on that Hariyama, they would have gotten a free Rock Polish right there. The thing is, now that it's taken all that damage, Wood Hammer Recoil is gonna, and also Aqua Jet is just gonna knock it out. Like, he really needed to make use of that sleeping Hariyama. And it's kind of like, I kind of don't like Icy risking the game on going to Hariyama on a Volt Switch. Oh, it's Stone Edge, right. I completely forgot that these things don't necessarily have to run Double Dance. I mean, having the Samurott to Aqua Jet this thing definitely saves him here. So I can completely understand saving Rot. But I kind of don't like throwing out Hariyama, because if this thing Rock Polished on the Hariyama, after a Volt Switch, then it just would not have mattered whatsoever. Like, you wouldn't have gotten that damage and you wouldn't have put it in Aqua Jet range. So, I don't know, I don't like the play of tossing in Hariyama on that Tort, but he definitely needed to switch out the moment he saw that Stax did not use Volt Switch. I think Stax honestly should have gone for the Volt, because it gives him the opportunity to bring in the Torterra Oniyama if Icy chooses to make that play. He's kind of so far behind at this point. Actually, no, that's false. Oh god. What was that? Maybe Stax forgot about Torrent? Did you forget Torrent? Oh, it's Mystic Water. Let me just see what he's trying to see what he is, was expecting as Samurott, and you Sword Stance, Aqua Jet, ability Torrent, let's just say 10% health, 46 to 54.7, and how much did it do? It did 51, so yeah, I guess he just forgot to calc Torrent. As definitely, I think that Rotom had potential, Tauros. Thunderbolt. Yeah, I mean, honestly... Okay, I can kind of get behind, Icy's play of throwing in the Yama like that. I can kind of get behind it because he wants to preserve his Rot. He wants to preserve his Tauros' health. He wants to preserve the, honestly wants to preserve everything he has at that point. Actually, because Stax's remaining mons were actually pretty dangerous. So, I can kind of get behind throwing in Yama like that, but I also feel like it just completely risked the entire game right there. And I felt like you could have gotten away with losing Rot or losing Tauros or losing one of the other mods that ICT had at that point. I feel like he could have gotten away with it. If his Tauros had Pursuit, I feel like he especially could have gotten away with just staying in with Mesprit. Well, maybe he didn't, maybe, or actually maybe just throwing in Haunter, because, see, I'm pretty sure Tauros' Rock Climb plus Samurot's Aqua Jet would take out Torterra. It's kind of a dangerous, situation. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the next game. I could consider that a little bit more, but, like, I feel like it was kind of a game about managing all the different endgame threats, because Stax had, I think most predominantly, that's RP Torterra and that Scarf Rotom were really looming on ICT's mind, and ICT was restricted by the Girder that he wouldn't be able to really lose his Haunter or his Mesprit, because then Girder would take him apart. So, anyway, we've got the Spio game. ICT leads off with Mr. Mime, as Stax leads off with, oh my god, Inferno, I hate these nicknames, Jesus, as Mr. Mime uses Baton Pass, so that might be indicative of a choice set, not sure whether it's Scarf or a Specs, although, if I had to guess, see, honestly, I would expect Scarf to have, like, Healing Wish or something like that, so I'm not really sure what the role of Baton Pass is on Mr. Mime. I'm not entirely well-versed in this tier, of course, but we did see that ICT did bring in the Stoutland on the Chinchou, and predicted the Metang right here with the switch into the Trap, and just, oh my god, what the heck. ICT, oh my god. You have to be kidding me, oh my god. The Dawn just uses Sand Attack on the Metang. Oh my god. Oh my god, and now the Trapper just gonna lose to the Metang. Oh my god. This is ridiculous. Trapinch the Garbo. Well, not even Quick Attack will take it out at this point. Oh my god. Man, what is this? So, but the Metang is in practicality removed from the game. You see a Meteor Mash hit on that as Metang outspeeds the other Metang and takes it out with an EQ. So, now that the Metang is gone, this Stoutland is looking like to be a really prominent threat. But this Monferno is also looking really dangerous. But if this thing tanks, yeah, it does tank. It's gonna take an EQ. Oh, wow, he didn't EQ. I guess he feels pretty confident he can handle Monferno in this case, because Monferno seems to be pretty difficult to switch into for Icy. But, yeah, like, he doesn't have any resist to its moves. So he lets the Metang go down to the Monferno, brings out the Mr. Mime. This thing is also looking a little dangerous. Wouldn't Clefairy kind of handle it, though? I guess Stax was fearing the Trick first turn. I don't know if Mr. Mime learns Trick. Learn Mr. Mime Trick, as that Psychic does absolutely nothing. So this is definitely a Violet Chinchou, obviously a Violet Chinchou. Yes, it's most likely specially defensive. Mr. Mime, let's see. Yeah, that's looking like Scarf damage, and definitely Baton Pass makes more sense on a Scarf set, in my opinion, so, well, I don't know. So we do see the Trapinch come in to block the Volt Switch, as that is what Stax goes for. I'm pretty sure the Chinchou would be faster than a Trapinch, though, for sure, and can take it out with a Scald right here. But IC might want to use this as a turn to pivot into... Oh, what is this? Stax uses Rest? I really don't understand that. Is that a misclick? What the hell? What the heck? What just happened? Oh my god. What the heck? Oh my god, what just happened? False, the winner of PO Open, yells, "This is why trapping plus Muck is unbeatable." So, yeah, Muck looks like pretty dangerous to Stax's team too. I'm not really sure how Stax beats it at all, actually, with the Metang gone. Why? What just happened? What the hell just happened? Why did the Chinchou use rest? Oh my god, I'm so confused. This is I don't understand what the Smogtars is discussing something about trappage. Okay, so Stax sends out his Stoutland, or her Stoutland, flicks return. Why do both of these teams just fall apart to offensive mons? It becomes a Stoutland war, but ICT hasn't locked into a move, so the option of superpower is definitely strong on Stax's mind. Like, return, I'm pretty sure a CB return wouldn't kill an opposing Stoutland after rocks. A superpower definitely would. And the thing is, ICT can also pursuit here if he's feeling really, really aggressive. Stoutland is probably one of the... Stoutland does seem like a pretty big threat to ICT's team. The other thing he might just choose to do is just return, though, because if Stax switches, he essentially gets a kill. And if he doesn't switch... Oh my god, that is so fucking strong. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, Jolly. Yeah, Jolly CB Stoutland is heat as... Oh, they're both Jolly, so that was a speed tie, damn. Rip, so that definitely puts a damper in Stax's plans. As we saw, that CB Jolly return took out the Stoutland, so if Stax's Stoutland went first, IC's would have gone down, and that would have been really, really good for Stax, maybe a fighting chance in this game, because IC looks very, very vulnerable to Stoutland, but now, on the other hand, Stax is looking really vulnerable. If this thing gets enough sleep, I don't know if it can take a hit from Mr. Mime, though. Jump Bluff. Oh, it definitely can, yeah, so I guess this Jump Bluff has sweeping potential if IC stays in and stays asleep, or switches, and so it can't. I mean, I don't know if he can take out Muck, though. Muck might just be, solid enough to take +2 acrobatics, as yeah, it is, it looks like it, so IC might just choose to go to Muck right here, although I guess that's leaving potential for the Clefairy to become a problem, although SD Leafeon can probably handle Clefairy. We see an Acro right there do a solid chunk, but not enough, as Poison Jab does take out that Jump Bluff, so... And I think this Muck has enough health. This is probably Curse Muck. Yeah, this is definitely looking like Curse Restock Muck, so I think this game is pretty much in ICT's control. This is like some random ass like Scarf Monferno that just destroys. And like the Mr. Mime is modest, and this thing is just like Scarf and it just destroys. I really don't know. Stax decides to try to make use of these sleep turns, just pray for good sleep as yeah, I guess he's just praying for sleep and trying to like somehow cheese his way out with Clefairy. If this is like a Calm Mind variant or a support variant, I'm not sure. But I'd guess a Calm Mind variant, as there we see it. So, there's the Wake. Unfortunate for Stax, as there's the Moonblast to take it out, but damage has been done. There's that return damage, and that's gonna... that's probably gonna end it right there. I actually took that return very well, but, oh, he actually goes to his Mr. Mime, so this is probably Trick as well. We saw Baton Pass and Psychic. Wait. I'm not, like, predicting the Trick as, oh, Healing Wish, I see. As there's the, yeah, okay, so it definitely had some other support move, I just wasn't sure what. As... this Muck is back alive, Is there any way for Stax to get out of this? Any way? As ICT pulls the switch into Leafeon on the Flare Blitz and takes out that Monferno. Jesus, so now it's Muk versus Clefairy, and this is pretty much a good game right here as ICT just drops that Curse, as Stax drops that Para. Now we're going for the hacks. We're going for the hacks as ICT clicks that Poison Jab and crits the Clefairy to take it out. Jesus, so IC's up 2-0, and yeah, pretty convincingly too, and I'll be back with the next game whenever that happens. Alright, so we have Ubers for Game 3. Both teams have Exegil leads. Both are rocking Xerneas Ments. Stax has got a Darkrai, as ICT is rocking that Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh actually does seem pretty dangerous for Stax's team, as, okay, so let's just talk about what we're doing right here. So we've got the EQ trade. ICT's drill went first, but unless he goes first the next turn, it really doesn't matter. I'm not really sure whether it actually, probably ICT's drill is faster. He tries to spin just in case Stax goes for the rocks, I guess. I mean, no player right there would stay in and go for rocks. I feel like that's, well, if anyone, actually no, I don't think anyone would make that play. So I don't really know if I could agree with spin entirely. I might have liked to see Rock Tomb right there. Yeah, Rock Tomb. I don't know if it has Rock Tomb though. It might just be Toxic. I actually think that sometimes they interchange between EQ and Rock Tomb. They actually only have one attack. I'm not entirely sure though, but we do see IC pull the switch into his Ments on Stax's Ments, which gets that GD off right now, and is looking pretty threatening. Actually, yeah, this Ments is looking really, really dangerous. That's a very... Anyway, yeah, so, excuse me, I'm feeling a little congested in my throat right now, but, I don't know how this Ments fight is going to turn out. Probably in favor of Stax because he has a speed boost, and they're both at equal attack, but at the same time, I don't think Stax will be able to pull off a full sweep without any attack boost on this Ments. It seems unlikely to me. Definitely, ICT's mods are not all O-code by a neutral Ments, so I don't know if Stax can afford to go for a Dragon Dance on a Salamence, though. That seems unlikely, as he just goes straight for Double Edge. Oh, I did 73%, Jesus, as there's a Double Edge crit, and it takes out the Ments. So, I guess going first was actually bad in that situation. Taking that recoil before ICT took less recoil and also got the kill right there, so... Yeah, going first was actually bad right there, so maybe it was better for Stax to go for a second Dragon Dance and then Double Edge. The problem with this situation, though, is that he's forced to take a Double Edge, and then if ICT wants to preserve his Ments and sack something else to the Double Edge, then he has that option. But, Stax revenges the Ments with his Xerneas, her Xerneas, and ICT brings out her Groudon. So, I kind of like keeping the Groudon healthy, as, yeah, you don't want to take 25% like that from a... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Holy smokes. That just completely destroyed the Xerneas. I completely understand that play, too, because Stax has lost her Ments and now doesn't have a switch in, as ICT brings in the drill on this drill. Stax says tie, please. Ooh, gets the tie. There we go. So it was a tie, not a... I guess they're both jolly. And, Stax gets the tie, so that's definitely really big for Stax. Now, yeah, that is definitely really big. It pressures that Ho-Oh, especially. A full health Ho-Oh would be really, really tough to deal with, because it's just so bulky. Yeah, and now I feel like Stax definitely has the tools to win. ICT reveals its E-Speed Killer, E-Killer, as... Is there a Toxic? Yes, there is a Toxic, so I remembered that correctly. So they're both not running Rock Tomb in favor of EQ, it seems, as ICT just takes out that, oh, it's Life Orb too. So this RCS is definitely dangerous now, but it's not going to last as a threat. It's just, What does Stax want to prefer? If I had to guess, Stax would be preserving her own or E-Killer. Actually, okay, I'm wrong. So I guess actually no. I guess this is the only possible play because ICT revealed the EQ, so Stax can't really go to Groudon as there's an E-Speed, and oh, it's actually Life Orb E-Killer too. So they're both Life Orb. Interesting. And now I feel like ICT still has. I feel like it kind of comes down to Dark Void, and Groudon comes out. Honestly, like I feel like this Pedon is looking really threatening. Pedon can definitely beat one of Ho-Oh or Xerneas, and then even if it takes a bunch of damage and it can't defeat the second entirely, it can at least make it position the game so that Darkrai can win. As we see, the Darkrai comes out after the Arceus KOs, well, basically KOs the Groudon. We see Life Orb on the Darkrai, no Focus Sash or anything like that, and out comes the Ho-Oh. So probably gonna see a Dark Void right here. There's really no other option. Thunder, Dark Void is probably more accurate, as yeah, there's the Dark Void, and there's a Sleep Talk Sacred Fire miss. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. And Stax just stays in on another Sacred Fire. Oh, there's a flinch. Oh, not another Sacred Fire, another potential Sleep Talk, because there's the flinch. Jesus Christ. This is going downhill. Stax hits the Dark Void versus the Xerneas. Oh my god. Not even going straight to the Groudon, not even playing games. Stax knows it's gonna hit. Jesus Christ. There's the Wake Up, there's the Geomancy, but I think it's too late at this point. This Groudon is probably Dual Dance or Paired. Actually, is it possible for Icy to win this? Oh, please tell me this is Paradancer Groudon, because he looks really weak to Xerneas. Yeah, if I was Stax, I'd be running Paradancer, because this is his sole Xerneas check. At least Icy has Groudon and Ho-Oh to try to check Xerneas. As Stax pretty much just relies on Groudon and damaging it and E-Killer, so ugh. I feel like there's a shot Icy can definitely win this. Definitely, I don't know if Moonblast 2 KOs. It depends on the spreads, obviously. But Focus Blast is also a possibility, as that would definitely 2 KO the Groudon, or a Focus Blast for the Moonblast. I'm pretty sure that would 2 KO. I don't think a Precipice Blaze would OHKO Xerneas. Xerneas is really fat. As we've got Groudon, let's just make this Paradancer as, yeah, that's like that's an adamant Precipice Blaze. That's not even KOing Xerneas, so oh my god, there is the Focus Blast crit, and it was Thunder Wave. It was Thunder Wave. Oh my god, it was Paradancer. Man, Jesus. Oh my god, and a Focus Blast crit. Yeah, that definitely mattered. That 100% mattered. No Groudon would be EV to not live, would not be EV to live a Focus Blast. Yeah, that's Focus Blast after Rocks. I'm pretty sure it's EV to live Focus Blast after Rocks, Paradancer. And man, dang, that sucks. That's the game right there, and ICT is gonna go on to the I guess quarterfinals of Grand Slam with a 3-0 victory over Stax. So that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, ICT telling them what's right. Oh my god. Honestly, like, the fact that ICT got that crit kind of like really overshadows that that Sleep Talk Sacred Fire miss and that flinch, because Xerneas got a chance to Geomancy because the Darkrai was still in. So yeah, I don't know, but that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.